Hey, good afternoon, everybody. On this Tuesday, December 10th, 2024, welcome again to Tuesday Talk with T. I am T. I am Teresa. I am grateful to God once again. He has allowed us to uh, comment you with another segment. Last week we talked about taking your life back when it has knocked you down, and we're going to do part two. We're going to finish up today with part two of that. We talked about um, 20 simple methods of taking your life back, taking your power back, and I only gave you 10 last week. And so we're going to talk about the latter 10 this week. Grateful that you guys are still watching and viewing and commenting. And hey, baby, thank you for joining us. You're still commenting and you're still liking what we're doing. And we want you to always continue to pray for us. Tuesday Talk with our Bible study moment with our Devoted to Him ministry outreach. We always wanting people to pray much for us, pray for our strength, that we would continue with this outreach ministry that we do. We love doing this. We always invite people to come onto our website, www.devotedservants.org. You can view our website to see what we're all about. But we just love God. We just love doing the work of Him. We love being His servants. We love being His vessels. We love doing what He have asked us to do. And we want to continue with that. So please, even after this segment today, if you don't mind sharing this on your personal Facebook page, so that others can see what it is that we do with Devoted to Him. We run across people all the time that tell us that they watch us, that they listen. So we're appreciative because you could be doing something else. You don't have to tune in. You don't have to plug into Facebook to view us. Hey, son, I pray that you're doing well, baby. I love you so much. Thank you for joining us. But so we appreciate those people that are tuning in and don't find it robbery to enjoy what they hear. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. As always, we give you an encouraging word for the week. The encouraging word for the week is very familiar. All the words I always tell you are very familiar to those of you those of us who read the Word of God. So this week's encouraging word is found in John chapter 10, verse 10. John chapter 10, verse 10 says, "The thief comes only to steal and kill and destroy. I came that they may have life and have it more abundantly," or have it abundantly. Once again, this is John chapter 10, verse 10. It says, "The thief comes only to steal and kill and destroy. I came that they may have life and have it abundantly, have it more abundantly." Hey, Juanita, glad you could join us, girl. It's good to see you. But let's talk about it. We're going to talk about the latter part uh, of taking your life back when it has knocked you down. We're going to talk about this is part two. Part one, we talked about, we're going to go through quickly what we talked about last week because I said it was 20 methods that we wanted to talk about, and we only discussed 10 last week. Those 10s were that number one was get in shape. Talk about getting in shape and making your having strong bodies and strong minds, and they go hand in hand. Number two was get out of town. We talked with you about getting out of town, just out of town. Take a day, take a week, take a month, just to escape your usual surroundings. Do something different. Get away from the norm. Hey, Shirley. Hey, girl. It's been a while since I've seen you. Glad you could join us. Number three says rewrite your story. Talks about the past is nothing more. Your past is nothing more than a story that you repeat to yourself. So rewrite your story and allow yourself to understand that this is an incredibly liberating notion. To just rewrite your story. Number four, we said invite new people into your life. Positive effect will that we're able to have one to work with one another and different human beings, different people, different talks, different learning. When you start inviting new people, different people into your life. Number five is tell your story. We said rewrite as number three, but number five is tell your story. We don't do that enough. We don't do a testimony. about ourselves, especially where God has brought us from. So we talked about that. Tell your stories. Be honest about your past. People want to hear, believe it or not, people want to hear about what God has brought you from. People want to know that if they see you and they see how happy and how jubilant you are. We're still talking about taking your life back because we all get knocked down. But when people see that you taking your life back and you're bouncing back up, they want to hear your story. So tell your story. Number 6, we talked about be disciplined about self-care, making sure that you take care of yourself. Make sure, I have to say that you have to take care of yourself. Number 7 is change your appearance. We talked about how us women, we like to change our hairstyle. We like to put on makeup. We like to get new clothing. Men, a new haircut, new clothing for yourself. So change your life, change your appearance, change how you look. Number 8, we talked about quit what isn't working for you. We talked about how things, almost like you're on a roller coaster and you just keep going round and around and around. Well, if it's not working for you, stop it. Stop it. Quit what is not working for you. Just stop that. Number 9, we talked about give yourself permission to let go. It's okay to let go of some stuff. It's okay to say no to some stuff. Yeah, let it go. Don't get into a point to where everything that happens to us have to have a meaning or a reason. Some things you just simply let go of. And then number 10, we talked about connecting with people who's been through something similar than what you're going through. Some type of connection with someone that's gone through the same thing or something similar. You'd be surprised that the two of you can come together and just collaborate and just start talking and building each other up. Not to bring each other down, not to get into a pity party, not to get into misery point, because we know the old adage said misery love company. I don't want to be in the company of a miserable person and get miserable just like them. The two of you can come together and collaborate and try to build each other up. Okay, so those were the 10 things that we talked about last week. So now we're going to begin with the last 10. The last 10. All right, the last 10, we're going to begin with number 11 or number 1, however you want to put it. But we're going to talk about the first thing, and we're going to get started with that. But we want to just go through periods of getting an understanding of how life can basically throw all kinds of things your way, both good and bad. We understand that, and life can do that, can throw a lot of good and bad things. But know this, that God is always with us through the good and the bad. Even through the ugly moments of our life, God is always with us because He promised that He would never leave us, nor will He forsake us. That's the word that He gives us in His word. God wants us to guide us. He wants to guide us through our life. And if we are humble and faithful enough to trust in Him, who cares about us, who created us, who made us. Because so I tell people that God is the one that orchestrates and do everything that goes on in our life, even some of the bad things that goes on, because even the bad things can bring Him glory. And if He brought you through some bad things, if He brought you out of them, and He has for all of us, including myself, He's brought us through a lot. So we give Him glory, because glory will always belong to Him. So God is always there for us, and He will never leave us nor forsake us. Now, most people believe that life happens to them, and they have no control over how it all plays out. But however, you can take ownership of your reality and shape it based on your thoughts and your actions. You can take ownership. You can take ownership of your reality, and your and you can shape and base this thing on how you think and how you react and your actions and what you do. So if you have felt frustrated, and we've all felt frustrated from time to time, and if you feel unhappy, and we all have been through a point to where we've been unhappy, and if you've gone through that, and you're going through that now with the direction that your life is going in, so we just want to help you with some things to try to get your life back on track. We've all had those moments where life have knocked us down for a loop, and we're like, oh my God, what has happened to me? So this segment here, even though this is part 2, I basically just want to get us all back on track on how to get ourselves back together again. Okay, so the first one for this segment is realize that life is not happening to you, it's responding to you. I want to say that again. Realize that life is not happening to you, it's responding to you. Okay, why do I say that? The energy that you give off, listen now, the energy that you give off within your own mind, if you think positive thoughts, you will start seeing positive things happen and vice versa. Okay? So if you think positive thoughts, positive things will start happening to you. Therefore, if you think negative thoughts, negative things will start happening to you. We have a lot of people that think negatively. They always have something negative that's going, just like right now, right here where I'm in Spartanburg, South Carolina. I have other people, I think they view me from different states. So I live here in Spartanburg. And right now it's raining. It's a raw day here. And somebody can find a negative in pointing at the raw rainy day here. I pointed as God has allowed me to wake up to see the rainy and feel the rawness of the day. That means I have life. And I choose to live the life, and I choose to rejoice in the day that he has allowed me to wake up to see. So there's always a positive way that you can see without having to view the negative of the weather. Let's just think of the positive, because plants, the trees, the grass, there are things that needs the rain. So look at the positive of things instead of trying to look at the negative of things. So think of your mind. Just think of your mind as the factory where you realize that things can happen in your mind. Like, just think of it as a factory where your reality gets manufactured based on what you order. Just think of it that way. So every time you have a negative thought and let it play out on repeatedly in your mind, in your brain, your order you order that reality, has no choice but to exist. So in other words, so when you start thinking negatively, negativity is going to exist. If you think positive is going to exist. And that's how you have to look at it, because you manufacture your reality based on what your thoughts are and how you repeatedly think and what realities you order from your own factory. Hey, Reagan, thank you, son, for joining us. But yeah, so you manufacture your reality based on what you're thinking. Makes sense, doesn't it? So start cultivating more positive thoughts so you can manufacture a much higher quality of reality. So stop the negatives. Stop that. Even if some of you may be going through some aches and pains because of the weather today, don't go to the negative. Do so. Okay, go ahead and pop some Tylenol and get the feeling better, and say, God, I thank you. I thank you that you allow me to even feel this discomfort that I'm feeling. But God, you're a good God. You're a gracious God. You're a wonderful God, and I praise you for that. So you have to start thinking your mindset. Romans 12 teach us about the renewing of our mind. That's basically what I'm talking about. So when I say, realize that your life is not happening to you, it's responding to you, meaning that what you are responding to, how you are reacting is how your life is going. So let's renew our minds, as Romans 12 teaches us. We have to we have to be transformed by the renewing of our mind. Okay? So number 12. Don't ever give your power away to anything outside yourself. Don't ever give your power away to anything outside yourself. Okay? Instead of taking responsibility for our lives, many of us find it easier and more convenient to place blame on things or people outside ourselves. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Let me give you some examples. So if we don't like our job, we blame our boss rather than ourselves for choosing a job we don't even enjoy. We do that. If we get sick, we blame others for spreading the illness rather than ourselves as not taking care of our immune system. We did it. Okay? Just know how many times a day you give away your power to things outside yourself. Just think about it. Okay? You might be astounded at what you find when you start thinking about how much power you give outside yourself. Once you accept your role as the captain of your own ship, no people, no places, or events outside yourself will ever have the ability to steer your vessel again. You have to recognize. Sometimes I like how my husband preached a sermon about, that I'm the problem. It's not the other people that may be the problem, maybe the issue. Sometimes it's me. So sometimes when you recognize just, like I said, how many times a day did you give yourself power to things outside of yourself? We do that. We do that. Okay, number 3. Excuse me. Number 13. I was looking at my other sheet, but number 13, or number 3 for those who want to count it that way. Listen to your own heart. Listen to your own heart. Other people can offer their opinions about what direction you should take your life, but you get to make your ultimate decision. It's your life. It's your life. You know your heart better than anyone else know your heart. I love my husband. I love my husband so much. I love him. He knows that. He knows how much I love him. But I know my heart better. I know my heart better than anyone, including him. So I don't let others dictate my life. Okay? I don't let, nobody have to tell me, well, you need to do this, or you ought to do that, or why do you do this, or well, you should go here, or you should do that. I dictate my own life. Okay? The only way to live authentic, for real, purposeful life is through your own heart. So start listening to what it tells you. Listen to your heart. Listen to your own heart. Don't listen to no one else's heart. Listen to what your heart says. And believe it or not, your heart does speak. A lot of people don't believe that. The Bible even teaches us out of the mouth, the heart speaks. So when I say your heart speaks, sometimes something that comes out of your mouth and you say, ooh, did I say that? Yes, you did, because you felt it in your heart. So listen to your heart. Listen to what your heart says. Okay, number 14. 14 says, learn to say no to things or people that don't resonate with you. This is a good one. Learn to say no to things or people that don't resonate with you. Okay? Taking command of your life. Listen, taking command of your life means getting honest with yourself about the friends and activities that bring out your best self and which one no longer serves you. So you have to command your life to get honest with yourself. You have to be honest with yourself about what friends and what activities that brings out your best self, your best you, and which ones you no longer need. I know that's hard for some people to accept, but believe it or not, there's some people that can get around that are toxic. There's toxic people. We love people. We do. I mean, I love people. I love people. But there are people that are toxic. And you have to recognize that. So learn to say no to things. When you learn to say no and learn which one of those things that doesn't serve you anymore. This way you will give yourself room to say yes to people and activities that actually serve your best interest. Okay? And elevate your consciousness. You don't have to say yes to everything. I tell people all the time, no is a word. I had to learn that. Because I felt like I had to say yes to everything until I got knocked back a bit and said, you know what? Why am I saying yes to something that I don't agree with? Okay, one that you said, so true, Pastor. We have a mind of our own and think for ourselves. That's correct. And act like we do. We have to act like we have our own mind and we have to think for ourselves. So learn to say no to some things and people that don't resonate with you. It's okay. It's okay. Because everybody's not going to resonate with you. You can love them. Don't get me, you can love them. But everybody doesn't need to sit at your table. Okay? Number 15. Because I can go on with that. Number 15. Take charge of your own health. This is a good one too. Take charge of your own health. Okay? As long as you have your health, you have everything. Okay? Makes sense. Make a pact with yourself to practice a healthier, more wholesome lifestyle that includes lots of whole food, fruits and vegetables, clean, fresh water, adequate sleep, and I'm listing all these things, and moderate exercise. I'm listing all these things because Number one, a lot of us don't eat all our healthy foods. No, we don't. No, we don't. There's some things about us that we love to come off of that healthy food tray. Okay, so we have to learn how to make sure we have the fruits, the vegetables, clean, fresh water. Make sure we sleep properly. Make sure we get moderate exercise. It's recommended that you do at least 150 minutes of exercise at least 5 days a week. That's 30 minutes a day for 5 days. Walking. Walking is an excellent way. Whether you walk outside or you do a walk tape inside your home, walking is excellent for 30 minutes, 5 times a week. Excuse me, I said a day, but I meant 5 times a week. 5 times a week. That's excellent form of cardio or moderate exercise. By making small changes each day, you can transform your health and consequently increase your vitality and frequently. So honor your body and choose foods and drinks that will give your life a better outcome. That means that, and I also found a segment about following a food guide. I want to challenge you to follow a food guide for 1 month. I want to challenge you. Let's just say this month we're about in the middle of December, so let's start in January. I challenge you. January, even the healthiest among us oughtn't always putting the right foods in our bodies. Yeah, not that I'm healthy. I'm not 100% health. I'm not in the best excellent health. I'm in good health. So for a month, for 1 month, we want to try to do something, eating the right foods for 1 month, starting in January. This is a challenge that I'm giving you. Eat the right amount of fruits. Eat the right amount of vegetables. Eat the right amount of grain and dairy products and meat, all meat alternatives. So I have a daughter that's a vegan, so if she's listening, that means she would have to do an alternative of meat. So try that, and notice, and if you will, notice the change in your energy level and your mindset. I promise you, things will be different when you start putting the right aspect and right things in your body, and then try it over again for the following month. And so I plan to do this in January. I plan to do, it's not a resolution because I don't get caught up in resolutions. I don't do that. But I plan to make some changes. I want to live a little longer, so I plan to make some changes. So I challenge you to try this for the month of January. And when I come back at the end of January, we're going to talk about how things are going with you. Okay? All right. I think we're on number 16. 16 says, look for a new job if it makes you unhappy. Okay? In other words, look for a new job if your current job is making you unhappy. Okay? None of us came here just to pay bills. That wasn't we was born. We weren't born so we can pay bills and taxes. Okay? We came here to change the world. That's the reason that we're here. We want to do something different for the world, for the kingdom. Okay? So none of us came here just to pay bills and taxes. And so if your job makes you feel like another cog in the wheel and doesn't allow you to follow your true purpose, don't think twice about leaving behind. Sometimes you have to just leave things behind because it's not working for you. So while we do live in a monetary system, and where we must pay bills to survive. At the moment, plenty of people create their own jobs. Some people can step outside the box and say, you know what, I'm tired of this 9 to 5. I'm tired of this working paycheck after paycheck. All right, change, do things different. Okay, some people create their own jobs that supports their highest mission. They do things differently, and with a little elbow grease and commitment, you can do this too. So think about how liberating it will feel to do something you love and still get paid for it. You'd be surprised at the number of people that are entrepreneurs and do things that they enjoy. They want to be their own boss. And then there's some people that really enjoy their job or like what they do. I'm semi-retired. My husband and I, we're both semi-retired. When I say semi, meaning that we do work a little bit. We don't have to. We're at the age that we are basically retired people, but we wanted to get back out into the workforce. So I work a couple of days a week still as a nurse because I love nursing. Okay, my husband works about 3 days a week as a chaplain for a hospice house. He loves that type of ministry. So these are things that we enjoy. So that when I say, create your own job, it's not so much that we created it. It was put in position for us. So I'm grateful to God for that. My job I went back to my old job and they allowed me to come back because I left in good standing. And that was a plus for me, so I could easily go back into it. So I tell people, be careful how you burn bridges, because something you might have to cross that same bridge back over. So I was grateful to them for rehiring me back because I left and retired in good standing. So yeah, do something that makes you feel happy and get paid for it. Okay. 17, we're almost done. 17, forget about the norm. Forget about the normal stuff. Okay. And if you really want to take command of your life, you will have to get comfortable with living to the beat of your own drum. Okay. Too many people fall in line just because it feels safe, not because it feels right. Listen, a lot of people do that. They fall in line that makes them feel safe. Doesn't necessarily mean that it's right what they're doing. Okay, they fear others judging them, and they don't want to become alienated or ridiculed. But even if the uncharted path seems lonely at first, you will never know what lies ahead if you never make the journey. Okay, so step and forget about the norm. Create your life on your terms. Create your life on your terms and don't worry about what others think. A lot of time we based ourselves on what other people think. What do other people have to do with your life? Okay? So you didn't come here to blend in. You were born to stand out. If you don't remember anything else about this segment, we wasn't born here to blend in. But we were born to stand. You are unique. You are uniquely different from anyone else. You are who you are by God's grace. God made you to be who you are. We wasn't born to blend in, but we were born to stand out. Okay, so forget about the norm. Okay, number 18. 18 says, do more of what makes you happy. Do more of what makes you happy. Many people shy away from new opportunities or activities because they fear failure. And a lot of people do. They're so afraid that they're going to fail, so they won't even make a step. They won't even take the first step. This song we used to sing back in the church, in the old church, God said, if you make one step, he'll make two. I promise you, I don't know who wrote the song, but that's a true song. If you make the first step and confidently make the first step, going, knowing that, okay, God, I'm trusting you by faith. You know, we know what Hebrews says, 11, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Faith just simply says that I'm going to step out. I may not see what's there, but when I step out, I'm going to land on something. So when I step up, there's nothing there. But when I put my foot down, there's something there that I'm going to feel. So a lot of times you have to come out and you want to do things that make you feel more happy for you. Okay? Okay, so many people, like I said, they shy away from new opportunities, or they're fear of what other thinks about them. But both of these fears are feel like prison if you allow them to stand in the way of things that you really that you really want to be happy about. So you can't allow that to make you feel guilty of what people think about. So the longer you wonder about outcome, the more time you waste trying to reminisce or trying to think about what may happen instead of living it out. We can't worry about, in other words, we can't worry about what the outcome may be. Okay, first of all, I just said faith. Faith is something that you may not see it, but when you step down, you're going to feel it. So the part that makes us get to the point where we may not see because there are times that God would bless us on the unseen, things that we may not be able to see with our visual eye. You have to understand, God knows what's down the road. We don't know what's down the road, but you got to trust God. In other words, my faith tells me, okay, I don't see it, God, but because I trust you, when I land down, I'm going to land on something. Because why? Because I have faith in you, God. I have faith to know that you're going to go ahead and see and carry me through what's down the road. You see what's ahead, God. So I'm going to walk by faith. I'm going to walk by faith. So You got to live and take charge of your own happiness. You got to take charge of it. So take the action and follow your bliss. Follow what you want to do. Believe in yourself. Trust God for everything else, but you believe in yourself and say, God, if you got me in this area, God, I'm going to trust you to carry me through it. Okay, do more what makes you happy. This is what makes you happy. Trust God. Trust God. Number 19. Live within your means. Okay? Live within your means. This one can totally resonate your life because you would have to look at what you truly need to survive. Okay? Do you really need to go shopping for new clothes? I'm stepping on my own toes. Okay? Do I really need to go shopping for new clothes every week? Yeah. I would hit myself. So I hope my husband don't make a comment. Because sometimes he looks at me like that. Do I really need this? Okay. Do you absolutely need that new iPhone? Or can you still use the one you currently have? Okay. Many people spend ways more than they earn. Yes, we do. You know, we spend way too much more than we earn, and then feel stressed because of the circumstances that we have faced. Now we got a financial situation because we went and started. Now, and the reason I'm bringing this up not because of the holiday season, because of the season that we're in now. People, live within your means, because after Christmas is over, guess what's still coming in the mailbox? Okay, so live within your means. Okay, so sell what you don't really need. Some people do that. Only buy things that adds to your well-being. You don't have to do the things. Like I said, I had to learn, and I thank God I have a wonderful husband. Somebody here pull me back and say, "Baby, you don't need that." Okay, that's because I don't. Okay, so live within your means. And the last one, number 20. Become more mindful. Become more mindful. Meditation can greatly help with this, okay? Because being more aware of yourself and becoming more aware of yourself and the universe and the world will teach you to take full responsibility for yourself and what happens to you. Okay, so it would give you more discipline and mental strength, okay, and take you out of the habit of living on autopilot. Okay? As the master of your reality, you must take full responsibility for the quality of life you lead. So cultivating more awareness will allow you to move into a place, into a space, into a spot of actively creating your life instead of watching passively from the sideline. You need to be more mindful. So in other words, think long and hard about where you are. Think long and hard about where you are in your life. So become more mindful. Become more aware. Know you. We're still talking about when life knocks you down. When taking your life back. So, and I just finished that, these things that I just gave to you, all 20. Now we've completed all 20. Make sure you realize that you can take control of your life, your power back. That you don't have to feel like that you're way down at the bottom. That you have to stay right there. So look back at the person. Look back at the person you once was and you was so lost and you was back there. Then look at who you have become since you decided to make a change. So go back and look at back where you were when you were down and out, when life just really kicked you to the curb. Now you've made some changes. And look where you are now. Look where God has brought you. And you may not be all the way there or where you need to be, but you're on your way. Okay, you're on your way. And you're a lot more further down than you were when you first started. So just remember that. So don't allow anger and fear. Don't allow that to keep you trapped into a damaging past. So make sure you go back. When you go back and look at your past, say, you know what, I was there, but I'm no longer there. I gave you 20 steps. I started out in number 1, but now I'm at number 6. So you're further down the road. So look at yourself, and forgive not to forgive yourself and sort of relive your life the way your life intended it to be. So if you take a good look at how things are going in your life right now, you can learn to take your life back and take control of your power. You can do that now. So are you ready? Are you ready to take your life back? So affirm it. Affirm it now. Affirm it that you will be able to do what God has allowed you to, and to be what God has allowed you to be. And He wants you to be a beautiful person that He has created. So don't get to a point to where you wallow in pity, you wallow in doubt. I talked about Romans 12, renewing your mind, transforming it. You're going to renew it. You're going to think better. You're going to do better. And you're going to grab a hold to your power back. You know, as some songs would say, take back what the devil stole from you. You're going to do all of those things to get yourself back on track to where God intended for you to be. God bless you. God bless you, beautiful people. And I'm grateful that you have joined me today. I pray that you would, once again, place this segment on your personal Facebook page. I would appreciate that if you would do that. And know that you are blessed people. Know that you are people that God has intended for you to be, which is beautiful. As Psalm 139 says, you're fearfully and wonderfully made. Marvelous is His work, and we know this. Thank you so much. Thank you, Juanita. I appreciate that. I love you, girl. But thank you so much for joining us today. And like I said, share this so other people will know. We are looking at Bible study moment on Thursday at 4 o'clock. My husband, he's going to be doing where Christmas really started. That's part 2 of that. Last week was so wonderful. Please join us again on this Thursday at 4 o'clock as part 2 when we call that where Christmas really started. They didn't have anything to do with the commercialism. He really taught this. He brought this home to us on last week. He's going to finish this up on this week. So please join us at 4 o'clock on this Thursday. God bless you, my people. God bless you. And I love you so much and I thank you. But let's pray. Gracious Father, we thank you so much for this time. We thank you for this segment. God, we thank you for the time that you have given us to talk to these, your wonderful children. God, we ask right now you will bless each and every one that's viewing on this segment on today. Bless their homes. That God bless their families and keep them safe during this season. That God let them understand that they are people that you love and they can always take their life back and put it right back in the right place. God, first of all, in order for us to be right and in the right place with our life, we have to first recognize that you are the center and you are the very beginning, the end, all of that in our life, God, because we can't do anything without you. So, God, thank you for that. Thank you for always reminding us. And how you remind us is when you allow us to wake up. Each and every day you wake us up to give us another chance to get it right with you. For that, we're grateful. Now, God, we ask you to bless us throughout the remainder of this day. Keep everyone safe. For those who may be traveling, keep them all safe. For our college kids who are finishing up exams, this includes, I have 2 grandsons that's doing it. Dear God, we ask you to cover them, dear God, and bring back to their remembrance everything they need to finish up this semester. Not only them, but others, all other students, even our secondary school children. God, as you just protect them, guide them, keep them. Love on us, dear God, and we know you always have loved on us. Continue to strengthen us and keep us always in your care. It is in Jesus' name we do pray. Amen. You guys be blessed. Love you so much.